proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's the theme of this video, all right? I was always taught that we utilize Sunday as a preparation day for the rest of our working week, right? So this is the Sunday where we get up, we brush ourselves off, all right? We leave, we check it in last week of what happened in crypto, and we rolling into the new week, right? Because I want to give you guys a bit of hopium, right? At long term, I'm always going to be bullish on crypto, long term, right? I stated a lot of these weaknesses that I seen in the market even a few days ago, right? And you see that we are getting a bit of fear in the market. Many would call this a flash crash. Others would say this is a black swan event, right? But it's important to note that any type of investing, of course, this is not financial advice, but any type of investing, you cannot be emotionally attached, right? We have to look at these days as opportunities. I appreciate everybody that was in the comments of the last video. The comments like only the strong survive. We have to be patient. Those are the comments that I was just getting the most energy from in that video. So in today's, we're gonna be talking about the bullish thesis on what's going on with the macro environment and why this could possibly be a opportunity, which I kind of highlighted in the last video, right? When I said that this is eerily close to what we seen in 2021. What happened in 2021? Q4 was extremely explosive, and altcoins, not the casino, but altcoins change people's lives. So let's see, and let's talk about this. Let's have a general conversation. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, keep your favorite crypto and door-to-door entrepreneur inside the algorithm. So Bitcoin retail large investors holding, you can see that retail, right? The purple line here seems to be capitulating, right? While whales are buying the dip. And I know people don't like to hear buying the dip. This is a great tweet here by Ansem. He says, you are getting gifted an opportunity. First real deep market pullback if Trump is aggressive with tariffs, hawkish Fed walking back rate cuts, right? Ahead of likely the most substantive crypto regulatory environment going into later this year, and likely the Fed pivot, survive half one, win in half two. So it seems like everybody is kind of like adjusting their time frame of when this altcoin season that we all want to happen will truly happen. Make sure you let me know in the comments if you think an altcoin season will even happen, right? There's been a lot of talk about the exchanges sending stables to Wintermute, right? Market making company, and a lot of market manipulation where these market makers are creating this fear through market making, aligned with the FUD of the macro headwinds, right? The tariffs and the tension that we see within different countries, and utilizing this as an opportunity to create opportunities for them to buy up the dip in an institutional fashion or in a whale fashion. So guys, you got to understand, even though we say to buy the dip, right? And it's very, very, very cliche. The facts is, if you're in crypto, you're just getting into crypto, these are the days that you make the most money. You have to look at these days. You have to train your fucking mind, right? We all go through an emotional battle with crypto, but we got to train our minds. And we have to understand that these are the days where the champions are born. Flash crashes. You know, if I had like, you know, buku, just accessible liquidity, yes, I would be adding to my bags here, right? But unfortunately, I've been buying crypto for 3 years now, so I can't personally say I'm going all in on this dip because I am already in crypto, right? But I would like to have substantial liquidity and then not have to worry about responsibilities in real life where I could buy the dip. So I get like the average normie is like, God, like Millie, I've been buying the dip, right? But you know, I get it. So that's why I don't want to, you know, say, oh, buy the dip. But I'm just saying, based off the history of investing, right? If you look at all the greatest investors, they always say buy the fear, sell the greed, right? So just keep that in mind. I would assume that the fear and greed index is going down. I haven't looked at it. Let me know what it is in the comments. Today is a very important day for the Bitcoin closing for this week because we get one step closer to this potential double top playing out with the stock RSI capitulation in the midst of the tariffs, which we're going to be talking about the bullish thesis behind the tariffs. Same could be said with the total 3. We got absolutely obliterated, and we're now in the downtrend, and it's, worse than ever, right? And this is the altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then we got the others chart. These are the micro caps. These are the micro craps, literally, right? Craps, not caps. These are the ones that's been literally getting destroyed, right? And this is where you really feel the pain. If you're a person like me that's degen, that holds micro caps and low caps, you really feel that pain, right? Of course, I do have a diversified portfolio that's diversified across the hottest narratives, but when things like this are happening inside the market, it really doesn't matter the narrative. If you're on altcoin, you're most likely getting crushed, right? So we know that the whole news of the tariffs, right? But we got to talk about the bullish thesis on tariffs and what people don't talk about, right? So I was doing a little bit of research and was able to create this PowerPoint for you guys, just giving you some bullish points on tariffs then that can affect for the positive of risk on assets, because I think we need some positivity, right? So tariffs and risk on assets. Traditionally, tariffs slow global trade and raise inflation. However, certain conditions make tariffs bullish for crypto and risk assets. Key drivers here will be inflation, because what does that eventually lead to? Quantitative easing, maybe, some type of, well, we don't, it's kind of bad that we could possibly get inflation, but inflation leads to, rate cuts. Rate hikes. Oh, I got that mixed up. Inflation can lead to rate hikes, which could cause weakness in the economy, and then we can basically get quantitative easing. There we go. De-dollarization, we'll talk about that. Stimulus, what I just covered. Supply chain shifts and volatility. Inflationary pressures, Bitcoin and crypto hedge. So tariffs increase consumer prices, leading to higher inflation. Investors hedge with hard assets like Bitcoin and gold. Very similar, sounding like the fucking bear market. This does not sound good, but central banks, this is the key part about this. Central banks may cut rates or maintain liquidity, which is bullish for risk assets. So cutting rates and then adding additional liquidity into the market is what altcoins thrive off, right? The dollarization and crypto adoption. This is a big one that I'm not seeing a lot of people talking about. Countries facing tariffs may move away from USD based trade. So okay, you want to tax us, we won't use the US dollar. The rise in stable coins could be prominent, which could be more money coming into altcoins. And then you got Bitcoin settlements and DeFi usage. China, Canada, Mexico, BRICS, and other economies seeking alternative stores of value. So this is actually bullish for BTC, because we already got countries talking about a potential Bitcoin reserve. Well, now you could see countries move away from the US dollar and into these risk on assets, preferably stable coins and store value commodities like Bitcoin, right? And if the Bitcoin price, because even Rich Dad Poor Dad said this could possibly push the Bitcoin price to over 200K. What do you think is going to happen to the altcoins? That liquidity will rotate into altcoins, and we'll see a massive altcoin season. Government stimulus and liquidity injections. Tariffs hurt global trade. Governments counter with stimulus, right? So it's like, okay, more tax everywhere. Now they stimulate the economy. Increase domestic liquidity equals boost to stocks and crypto. Central bank policies adjust could fuel speculative rallies. Another key point here is that central banks can now help with self-custody of Bitcoin. So if you hold 10 Bitcoin, your bank will have to hold that 1 in 1 as a reserve. And this could be for any and everybody, right? So you can just imagine all the people that would like to utilize banks and their services for self-custody of Bitcoin, preferably, because I'm not sure if it's altcoins yet, but definitely Bitcoin. Those banks would have to hold these assets 1 in 1 as reserves, similar to what we see from an exchange. So I'm giving it to you straight raw, guys. We gotta look at the positives here. Because we're in crypto, right? I mean, we say, even if I sell it may and go away, right? I'm still going to be somehow in the trenches and finding a way to trade crypto. Crypto, I'm here, right? So we got to make the best of this. Supply chain shifts, AI tech, and crypto boom. Tariffs force companies to diversify supply chains. Investments in AI, robotics, and blockchain logistics could surge. Solana, ETH, and DePIN projects gain real-world adoption, right? So a lot of things could force companies to move to the blockchain and specifically attribute to the growth and boom of what sector, specifically AI, which is crazy, right? Volatility creates trading opportunities. Tariffs equal market uncertainty, which we're seeing. Equals higher volatility. This attracts traders through options, leverage trading, and crypto derivatives thrive. Higher volume equals more liquidity flowing into risk assets, which coincides with the BTC liquidity heat map, because we are seeing that we have these liquidity magnets here at 100,000. So even though the price is going down, we are severely oversold. If we go here to the weekly chart to see if it coincides from what I was seeing specifically on Bitcoin's weekly chart, we can see this liquidity magnet here sitting at 106. So yes, we don't need to sit here and cry over spoiled milk, right? We get it all out. We got it all out last video. And now we look at what the market is going to give us, and we take that shit. We take what the market is going to give us, right? So just pay attention to shorts getting absolutely giga-wrecked, because a lot of people are trying to short the market, anticipating the point of control, which is 70K, which happens is when you see a whole bunch of people, and I'm glad that a lot of YouTubers put out bearish content, and you know what I'm saying, putting out content is bearish. Normally crypto does the opposite. So guys, please keep that in consideration. And last but not least, conclusion: tariffs can fuel a crypto rally. Inflation fears, Bitcoin and crypto hedge. De-dollarization, alts and financial systems thrive. Government stimulus, more liquidity in the markets. Tech and AI investments boost to blockchain projects. Volatility, more opportunities for traders. Tariffs could unintentionally set up a massive risk on rally, right? So this could end up being a huge, I'm saying that to say this, right? This could end up being a huge short squeeze. But again, it depends on how you look at the market. How much will Trump impose these tariffs, right? How far will he push the button, right? We don't know. It's still a lot of uncertainty, and I will stick to my thesis of the last video that this could go either way, 50-50. But I have to stick to my core thesis of being bullish, right? Long term. And anybody who, and we don't want to discourage any new person that's getting in crypto, because there's always a open door of opportunity. You just got to know where to take it, and you got to give what the market gives you, right? So if the market is going to give us a potential retest of the POC, then we take that opportunity and we inject liquidity here with the belief that Q4 is going to be bullish. If this is certainly a fake out, right? I'm not going to say buy the dip, but this, if I had extra liquidity, and every time I was like, oh, it was red, but this is like deep red, 15-20%. This is where you DCA and you find your initial entries. These are the days. I can't stress it out enough. All right. We just focus on the positive, right? Now, a lot of people, have, including myself, have been talking about dilution of the, altcoin market because of Pump.fun, right? Miles Dusher here says the industry was way better before Pump.fun. Ironically, there's more innovation now than ever, but it's okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but y'all know what that word is. I went to public school, so please excuse me. He says, I play these games to make money like everyone else. Okay, basically what he's saying, the industry was better before Pump.fun. Moon Lambo says Pump.fun tweeting survive in a bear market while selling 9 figures worth of SOL is the most gangster shit ever. So they do earn and accumulate a lot of SOL through their platform. But again, what are the positives? Because we talk about the negatives all the time, but we don't per se talk about the positives here. Pump.fun's hyperdeflationary effect on Solana and liquidity rotation. Now, the main thing that we need to focus here, right? And this is probably one of the most important parts of the video, because I want to get to this sector about altcoins. We could talk shit about Pump.fun as much as we can. But the most important thing, and this is bullish for Pump.fun, is the fact that they are onboarding a massive of influx of new users, right? Now, there you can argue that those new users come and then they never fucking come back, or they stay, right? And then they learn what crypto is and they become, you know, submerged into the crypto space, right? Thousands of new tokens are created daily, which means that every time the token bonds, that liquidity is locked in soul and burnt forever, which makes soul's supply hyperdeflationary, right? What happens is that we're getting a whole bunch of new users. What no one's talking about is the fact that all of these new users, once they get tired of getting burnt in crypto, I will say about 60% of them will not leave crypto, and they'll most likely start to rotate their liquidity into stronger altcoins. So instead of focusing on the negative of Pump.fun like we always do, there is a bullish thesis here that it not only makes Solana hyperdeflationary, but they are onboarding the most people on chain that we have ever seen in history. This is the most we've seen normies in retail play around on crypto on chain. We're not talking about on exchanges. We're talking about on chain, meaning the first crypto they buy is on chain. The last cycle, the first crypto that many people bought was on exchanges. So now we're seeing a whole bunch of normies being onboarded through Pump.fun's platform and specifically trading tokens on chain. Now, I thought about this when I made my video. I was like, 2 days ago, I was like, what happens to mid caps? But technically, this could be bullish because now, the 40%, of course, they get burnt and they're never coming back fucking with crypto again, aka Hawk Tour girl, right? We get it. But let's say 60% of people get burned and they're like, okay, I can't keep doing this Pump.fun thing, but I like crypto. I want to be a part of crypto. Let me find some culture communities. Let me find some real crypto AI companies. Let me find some utility tokens that are less volatile and are in the top 100. That's when you'll start to see a lot of those crypto normies in retail that's being onboarded specifically on chain start to rotate into altcoins. So Pump.fun could accidentally be a trigger to altcoin season because they keep onboarding massive of new users. You can look at Moonshot, you can look at all the metrics, and you'll see that Pump.fun actually is a gateway to onboarding new users. This is the bullish thesis on Pump.fun. So just keep that in mind. 60% of these people, because most of them will get burnt, 60% of them who do get burned most likely will start to gravitate to cult communities or utility tokens, looking to become that crypto millionaire, but not have to deal with all the bullshit risk and scams that they deal with on Pump.fun. So I always give it to you both sides. The negative, the positive, the pros, the cons, the light, the motherfucking dark. Y'all take it. Y'all take it from here. Again, look for, this is a different type of market, right? But we know for the most part, AI, RWA, DPIN, and memes should be like your, if you're looking at DCA or find those initials, should be your main go-to bags. Instead of going all in on one trend, spread your bets across different narratives. AI, RWA, DPIN. Use sector weighting. Example, 40% AI, 30% RWA, 20% DPIN, 10% memes. I would say you can do 1% memes, right? Because they're so volatile that you can get lucky with just 1% of memes. So you don't got to go too high risk. And like I said, this is just an example. You could do it your way. Do not copy. Just find your own strategies, do your research, but adapt to the changing of the market cycles. All right. I'll continue to, track these narratives, right? Track narratives that influencers are starting to look into through wallet trackers, paying attention to the sentiment, really studying on-chain activity for meme coins is what I've been doing lately, trying to share different tools within the council. And guys, let me know what you think about the current sentiment of the market. And if you like these videos where I'm just, giving y'all an in-depth breakdown on bullish thesis behind bearish things, let me know. I love doing these type of videos and jumping down this rabbit hole. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.